Um, if you could, what would be your top 3 priorities as First District Congressman?
Well, there are a lot of issues that are important to the people of the 1st District of Mississippi, but one of the first things I tell people when they ask why we're running for Congress is because we want to work on all the projects and all the concerns of the people of the 1st District and work with the attitude of a servant leader. There are a lot of economic development type issues going on in the district. You have to work as a congressman to facilitate those. Northeast Mississippi is doing very well at those sorts of things, providing goods and services that not only the federal government but the private sector is interested in, and we're doing that and doing it well. We just need to work hard as a congressman to continue to facilitate those things. The other issues, as far as top 3 priorities that people are talking about and care about, are, of course, the immigration reform. Secure borders is like probably the hottest topic. No one's for more and strongly in favor of securing our borders than I am. Ronald Reagan used to say that a country that doesn't secure its borders is no country at all, and I agree with that philosophy. You don't let people come into your house without permission. America is our house. We shouldn't let people come here without permission. We have the technology, we have the ability to keep people from coming in. We just lack the political will. I'll be a part of that political will building to make sure that that happens. And then on the other side, top 3 priority-wise is to be concerned about the future of the country from its basic foundational structure. I'm pro-life, pro-family. The people of the 1st District are pro-life and pro-family. We talk about being pro-adoption as well. My wife and I, for the past 13 years, have been foster parents for newborn babies. So first, they won't get aborted because God knows and cares and loves every one of them. Secondly, we want to make sure they get put into good families, married 2-parent families, so they'll grow up to be all that God has planned for them. So that's why we do that, and the people of the 1st District believe in that. A lot of politicians talk about being pro-life and pro-family when they run for office, but that's a heart conviction for me. It's not just a political statement.
Thank you. The nation currently either in a recession or close to it, some accounts. What do you think is the role of Congress in the economy?
Well, America was founded on the free enterprise system. That's how America became the strongest economic power in the world. Unfortunately, we've drifted somewhat toward a more socialist view of how American government should function. I think that's the wrong direction for America to go. If you look at socialist economies across the world, they're not as strong as America's. The countries in the world that are doing the best economically have adopted the traditional American economic system of the free market, free enterprise system. So that's how we become, and that's how we should stay, and we should push to maintain that type of economic system. We need to lower taxes and have a limited government. We've gone over the last 30 to 40 years toward a more high tax, more controlling, overarching type federal government. It's the wrong way to go. It hinders the American economy. We can do things to stimulate business investment and job creation by lowering the capital gains tax rate, lowering corporate tax rates. Businesses don't actually pay taxes. They just transfer the taxes to their customers. So if you free up American business to be the strongest and best that they can be and encourage small businesses, I'm a 20-year small business owner. I've been a member for many years of the National Federation of Independent Business. I understand how difficult it is to be a small business owner, and I want to be a champion for small businesses in Congress. 80% of all American jobs are small business related. So we need to make sure that small businesses are not hindered by excess taxes and regulation. We need to free up American business to create those jobs. I think the government and politicians need to quit tinkering with the economic system and just free up America in its traditional role, and then the American economy will be fine.
Right, thank you. What's your assessment of the overall war on terrorism, and how would you rate its effectiveness so far?
Well, I think we didn't have much choice about going into Iraq. I think that Saddam Hussein and the things that he was doing, we just didn't really have much choice if we were going to be a defender of freedom around the world and respond to what the terrorists were doing. That's not to say some of the tactical decisions couldn't have been different or made in a different way or been done better. Those are 20/20 hindsight. Everybody's perfect in 20/20 hindsight. It's easy then. I think we're doing much better tactically and strategically. We're making progress. We don't need to abandon on a timetable. That gives our enemy the advantage. We need to make sure that security forces and the civilian forces on the ground are in place and doing their jobs. We need to leave a stable Iraq so that the lives and the money that we've invested, the American will that we've invested in Iraq, is not squandered. We need to leave it a stable country where people can live in peace. and we need to empower our intelligence agencies more than we have been, because we're still in danger in this country. The people who hate America around the world, and there are a number of them, that still want to harm us and harm our families and destroy America, they're not necessarily going to come straight at us with an organized military force. And the way you combat those is with strong and enabled intelligence agencies. Those on the liberal side want to shackle those agencies. I want to free them to do their job, because I want them to protect me, I want them to protect my family, my neighbors, protect America. I'm going to fight hard to preserve, protect, and strengthen America.
Thank you. And lastly, what should Congress do in response to health care costs and the large number of uninsured people that are out there?
Well, the Medicaid program, of course, takes care of people at the lowest end of the economic spectrum, and we need to do a good job. We need to make sure there's no fraud and waste in that program. Unfortunately, there has been a fair number of that. We need to make sure that people that are eligible are covered. We're going to take care of those people just like America has traditionally done. But there are things that you can do to make health insurance affordable for those people that fall in the middle. There are tax credit, tax rebate reforms that can be done. There are insurance broadening reforms to make it easier for people, so that insurance companies are not so restrictive on people applying for and hanging on to their insurance. But we don't need to go down the road of socialized medicine. Those on the other side politically, for myself, I'm a conservative. We don't need to go down the liberal road of national health care. Socialized medicine does not work in the way that Americans have had their health care system work for the last 50 to 100 years. We've got the greatest health care system in the world because it's an open, competitive, free market type of system. It gives you the best quality at the lowest price. We can go to lower quality by going to socialized medicine, and perhaps it would be less expensive. Perhaps, that's not even proven, but the quality and the availability would surely go down. Look at any socialized medicine system in the world, and that's the case in all those systems. So we need to make it better. There are things that we can do to make it more affordable, to keep it competitive, keep it where people have choices. Don't put government between patients and physicians, or patients and hospitals, with government dictating what happens. Patients want to be in control of their own health care, and that's what I'm in favor of.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Russell. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Todd.